problems on your rotational mechanics, beta. See the first question which has been asked in 2018. The question says something like this: the moment of your force F bar is equals to 4 I cap plus of your 5 J cap minus 6 K cap at 2 comma 0 comma minus 3 about the point 2 comma minus 2 comma minus 2 is given by. So I'll try to do it. I'm not giving an options. Let me check how many of you can give me the answer by doing it. The moment of force is given and the displacement is given for me. So the moment of the force is given for me. So it's asking us the torque. The moment of force is nothing but torque. What is the torque formula, beta? Tau is equals to your R bar cross of your F bar, cross product. Isn't it? That means I'll be using the relation of your I cap, J cap, and your K cap. Okay. So R value is how much, beta? You're starting from your origin. The moment of the force is at here 2 comma 0 comma minus 3. About the point 2 comma minus 2 comma minus 2. That means first point is somewhere at the positive. This is your 2 comma 0 comma minus of your 3. The another one is of your 2 comma minus 2 comma minus 2. Clear, beta? Okay. Yeah. So we'll calculate the value of an R. R will be equal to your R2 minus of R1. Isn't it? That is a 2 I cap minus 2. This will become for me 0 I cap. This will be equal to your plus 2 J cap minus of your K cap. Isn't it? So that will be equal to your how much for me? 2 J cap minus of your K cap. So this is your R. Okay. So R is equals to your 0. This one is 2. This one is minus 1. Force is given for me 4, 5, minus 6. Okay. Now cross multiply it. I know everyone. I hope everyone got an idea how to cross multiply it, beta. First one is with your, if I need the value of I, close the value of your I and cross multiply with your J and K. That is 2 comma of your J. The next one is nothing but of your closing this one. This one is this one. Isn't it? 2 6 are 12 and 1 into 5 is nothing but of your minus of minus 5. So that will become for me for the first part. If I'm writing the value of your I cap, that will be equal to 2 6 are 12 minus 12 plus 5. Done. The next one is close the value of your J. If I close the value of a J, I need to multiply with your I comma this one. The next one is nothing but of your this one. That means this will become for me right now minus of your, this one will be equal to your positive, this one is negative and this one is positive. So minus of your J cap. So it will be your 0 into your minus 6. So that will be equal to 0 minus of minus, that will be equal to plus 4. Okay. Very good. The next one is a plus K cap. For the K cap, what you need to close the value of your K and cross multiply with your 0 to this one and 0 to 2 to this one. 0 into 5 is nothing but equal to your 0. Then 4 to the 8. So it will be your minus of your 8. So the answer will be equal to how much, beta? Can anyone give me the answer now? So minus 12 plus 5. That will be equal to minus of 7 I cap minus of 4 J cap minus of 8 into K cap. Cross check it. Minus 7 I cap minus 4 J cap minus 8 K cap. Very good, Nandini. Sure. Next one. See this one better. If I'm talking about your static equilibrium, What do you mean by equilibrium, beta? Whenever we use any word in the physics, equilibrium, that means the net force acting on the system is zero. First one. If I'm talking about translational equilibrium, translational equilibrium. Translational equilibrium means net force must be equal to zero. Acceleration of center of mass will be zero. Velocity of center of mass will become for me constant. Clear? The same way. If I'm talking about your rotational equilibrium, if I'm talking about your rotational equilibrium, for rotational equilibrium, net torque will be equal to zero. That means alpha will be zero, omega will be your constant. Okay. So about any point, if I'm taking, net force must be equal to zero, net torque is equal to zero under the static equilibrium. Is better? When net torque is zero means torque along your clockwise must be equal to torque along your anti-clockwise. Torque along your clockwise is equals to your torque along your anti-clockwise. Clear, beta? So for translational equilibrium, net torque acting on the system must be zero. And for rotational equilibrium, net torque must be equal to zero. For translational equilibrium, net force must be equal to your zero. For translational equilibrium, net force is zero. For rotational equilibrium, net torque is zero. Or anti-clockwise torque must be equal to clockwise torque, or clockwise torque must be equal to anti-clockwise. Clear for everyone? Sure. See this question better. See, we got a small question here. Two small kids are weighing 10 kg and 15 kg. Okay, are trying to balance a seesaw of total length 5 meters with the fulcrum at the center. Okay, if one of the kid is sitting at an end, okay, where should the other sit? See the question carefully. We got two small kids whose weights are, that means M1 and M2 are given for me. Mass of the first boy is given as 10 kg. Mass of the second boy is given as a 15 kg. Are trying to balance this seesaw. Have you seen the seesaw beta? In parks, you might be seeing like a plate type of a structure like this, isn't it? And a small support will be there. This is called as of your fulcrum. On this, the kids will be sitting on either ends, isn't it? I hope you might have been remembered this one, isn't it? Total length of this one is given as of your 5 meters. Total length of this one is given how much for me? 5 meters. This one is known as of your fulcrum support. That means if that means this will become for me 2.5 meter. This one is also your 2.5 meter. Center along the goblet. Isn't it? One of the kid is sitting at, like say, one end where the other person should be sitting. Like say, if this is your reference, one fellow is sitting at one end means 1.5, another one we don't know, I'm taking that one as X. isn't it? Now, if I'm taking the weight of this person beta, weight of this boy is right now, say for example, 10 kg, and this one is say for example, 15 kg. So weight of this person is acting in the downward direction beta 10g, and weight of this one is acting in the downward direction, that is nothing but equal to your 15g. So this will be moving in which direction beta? Fulcrum is moving in which direction right now? If I'm taking the torque about your center, okay, so one is your clockwise, another one will be your anti-clockwise, isn't it? If this is moving in this direction, obviously this will be moving in this direction. So this is your anti-clockwise and this will be your clockwise. So what is the condition for rotational equilibrium? I told you beta. Net torque must be equal to 0, or torque due to the clockwise must be equal to torque due to your anti-clockwise. Isn't it? Torque due to clockwise is how much beta? That is nothing but equal to your 15 into your 15g, na? 15g into your x. Anti-clockwise 10g into your 2.5. So this g will get cancelled. So x value will be equal to how much beta? 2.5 into 10 divided by 15. 2.5 means how much? 25 divided by 10. 10 will get cancelled. This one and this point will get cancelled, divided by 15. 5 3 is a 5 5 is a, so it is 5 by 3. So x value is 5 by 3. 5 by 3 means 3 ones are 1.6. So it is 1.6 something. Is it clear for everyone? Got an idea? Chalo, very good. One more model, beta. See this question. Let's say, for example, we got a uniform rod of 20 kg. I have sent you today one assignment. Did you get it, beta? Rotation mechanics, one assignment I have sent you with all the questions and solutions. Please try to complete that one better. You can check it in your apps, or maybe you can check it in your WhatsApp group. A uniform rod of your 20 kg is hanging in horizontal position. Everyone try to do this problem better. With the help of 2 threads. Okay. It also supports a 40 kg mass as shown in figure. Okay. The question is, the tensions developed in each thread is. Okay. So this is a given question for us. Somewhere here we are having a rod. And here a weight has been attached. This one is your 40 kg. This distance is a distance of L by 4, one end. Okay. And uniform rod, weight of this one is your 20 kg. The rod is from this one end only, better. One end it is. Okay. And the other one is another end. So I'll fix it right now here itself. Okay, something like this. This distance is here L by 4. This is your 20 kg. This is your point A and this one is point B. Now read the question. Uniform rod of 20 kg is hanging in horizontal position with the help of the 2 threads. It also supports a 40 kg mass as shown in figure. The tension developed in each thread will be equal to how much? Make an FBD for this one better first. Weight of this 40 kg will be acting in the downward direction, 40g. isn't it? This is the center of mass for this one. If the total length is of your L, this distance will become for me L by 2. This distance is also your L by 2. Tension is developed in this one. This is your T2, and here this one is nothing but equal to your T1. Okay. Total weight of the body will be acting at the center of mass beta. The weight of this body is 20 g in the downward direction. Okay. Now if I am taking the point A as a reference, okay, and now along this one it is rotating. So net force acting on the system must be equal to 0. F net must be equal to 0 for translational equilibrium. That means what are the net forces? T1 plus T2 must be equal to your 20 plus 20g plus of your 40g. That must be equal to your 60g. Isn't it? That is the first point. Now for rotational equilibrium, tau net must be equal to 0. Isn't it? About point A. About A. That means clockwise torque must be equal to your anti-clockwise torque. Okay. So what is a clockwise torque? Can you tell me better? What is a clockwise torque? 40 kg. This is moving in this direction better. And this is also moving in this direction. That means this one is clockwise. This one is also clockwise. Isn't it? So force into perpendicular distance. This one will be moving in the anti-clockwise. So torque due to the clockwise, if I'm writing the relation, torque due to the clockwise is nothing but equal to your 40g into distance is nothing but equal to your L by 4 plus 20g into your L by 2 must be equal to your tension T2 into your L. Isn't it? So now if I simplify everywhere, L and L will get cancelled better. Isn't it? So everywhere this L, this L, this L will get cancelled. So if I'm simplifying this one here, this will be 4 ones are 4 tens are. This will be 2 ones are 2 tens are. So it will be your 10g. T1 is 400. Very good. T2 is 200. Very good. So this will be your 10g plus this one is also your 10g is equals to your T2. Isn't it? So 4 into 10, 4 tens are 40, this one. So T2, how much I'm getting better? 10g plus 20g, 20g, g value is 10, that is equals to T2. So T2 will be equal to your 200 Newton. If T2 is equals to 200 Newton, T1 plus T2 as T1 plus T2 is equals to 60g. T1 plus T2 is how much better? 200 Newton is equals to, this one is 600 Newton. So T1 will be equal to 600 minus 200. That will be equal to 400 Newton. So T1 will be 200 Newton and T2 will be 200 Newton. T1 is 400 Newton and T2 will be equal to 200 Newton. Got it, everyone? Got an idea how to do the such type of problem?
Yes, sir.
One more problem. Let's say, for example, a block of height h is projected along a rough surface. Is projected along your rough surface of coefficient of friction mu. The point of application of normal force is a given situation. But this is your ground. On this one, I'm having a cubical structure like this. Okay, so this is the center of mass of this one. Total weight of this body is acting in the downward direction. And this body is moving in the front direction with velocity v. Okay, so height of this one is given as of your how much h. From here to here, this height is your h. block of height h has been projected along the rough surface of coefficient of friction mu. That means frictional force acting on this body is in this direction F. Okay, then normal actually initially will be acting in the down upward direction better when it is at rest, but when it moves in the front direction, what is happening is normal will shift by some distance x. So this is your right now normal new position when it is been projected. So point of application of the normal force is how much is asking. That means this x value is equals to how much? Clear? So the body will be toppling at this position. So what happens? This body will moving in the clockwise direction like this when you're applying the force on this one. So it like something like of a drum. If you apply the force on the upper part of a drum, it will try to topple at one end. Something like that situation. Okay. So from center of mass, this height will become how much better? H by 2, because total height is nothing but h. Isn't it? Now, so body does not rotate here right now. Block of height h has been projected about the rough surface of coefficient of friction mu. The point of application of the normal force, that means the point at which the body is ready to move. So as the body is not rotation, so net torque must be equal to how much? 0, isn't it? About what? About your center of mass. So that will be equal to this frictional force into perpendicular distance, beta. Frictional force into perpendicular distance must be equal to normal into your x. Frictional force will be mu into n into your h by 2 is equals to your n into your x. This n will get cancelled. So x will be equal to how much better? Mu into h divided by 2. So this is the value of your x at which the body is ready to topple. Clear? Clear, beta? Sure. Next one is concept of moment of inertia of remaining portion. I hope I have already done this portion, this topic once. I'm just writing the revision part. Like say from the spherical body, this is your spherical body of radius capital R. Okay. From this spherical body, we are removing some part of radius, say for example, small r. This is the distance, say for example, some d. Okay. This is the remaining body. Okay. Then how do you write it? Moment of inertia of remaining part must be equal to moment of inertia of your complete body minus moment of inertia of your removed portion. That will give me the moment of inertia of the remaining body. What an idea? Moment of inertia of the remaining part is equals to, from complete body, if you remove the removed part, you will get the moment of inertia of the remaining part. Isn't it? See, somewhere in 2016, this model was being asked on the removing part. The question is, from a disk of radius capital R and mass capital M, a circular hole of diameter capital R whose rim passes through the center is cut.
Okay.
What is the moment of inertia of the remaining part? Remaining part of the disk about a perpendicular axis passing through the center. Options given are 11 mr square divided by 32, 9 mr square divided by 32, 13 mr square divided by 32. Next one is 15 mr square divided by 32. Try to understand the question first. From a disk of radius capital R and mass capital M, a circular hole of diameter capital R, circular hole of diameter, that means radius will become R by 2, whose rim passes through the center is being cut. What is the moment of inertia of the remaining part of the disk about the perpendicular axis passing through the center? We should know first the moment of inertia of the disk passing through the center and perpendicular to the plane. Can anyone tell me what will be the answer? Moment of inertia for the disk about an axis passing through the center and perpendicular to the plane. This is your disk, this is your axis passing through center and perpendicular to the plane. So moment of inertia will be equal to how much for me? Mr square divided by 2. Clear, beta? Okay. Now, let me draw the diagram for you. See, this is your actual disk. This is your radius form. From this one, a part is removed, touching the center like this. Diameter of this one is equals to R, isn't it? That means this center is somewhere here. This is removed part. This one is remaining part. This one is your remaining part. Got it, beta? So how do you write the moment of inertia of remaining part, beta? Moment of inertia of your remaining part about perpendicular axis will be equal to moment of inertia of your complete minus moment of inertia of your removed part. So for the complete moment of inertia about an axis passing through the center of square is mr square by 2 minus removed part means moment of inertia about the center of mass plus of your m into whatever the part you have been removed. Like say for example, it is your r square. That means this will become for me m into your r square divided by 2 minus what is the moment of inertia of the disk which has been removed. The mass of that one is nothing but of your small m into radius of that one is r by 2 whole square divided by 2 plus this is your m into this one is r by 2 whole square. Isn't it? So mass of original body is how much for me? Capital R. Radius of this one is capital R. Mass is capital M and radius is capital M. Mass of the removed is nothing but small r. And radius of this one is nothing but of your small r. Mass is small m and radius is small r. Clear for everyone? I hope you know how to calculate the cutted mass, beta. Cutted mass by your original mass. As it is a two-dimension body, cutted area by original area. Cutted mass is how much for me? Small m. Original mass is how much? Capital M. Cutted area will be equal to how much, beta? Pi into your r by 2 whole square. Original area will be equal to pi into your r square. Pi and pi gets cancelled. R square and r square will get cancelled. So this will become for me 1 by 4. That means small m will become how much for me? Capital M divided by 4. Isn't it? Is it clear? Chalo, now simplify that one. That's it. Nothing else is there. Small m value we got right now. This one is capital M into your r square divided by 2 minus this one is small m is nothing but m by 4 into r square divided by 4 divided by 2 plus capital M divided by 4 into r square divided by 4. Isn't it? So that will become how much for me? M into your r square divided by 2 minus this will be equal to how much for me? m into r square divided by 16. 4 4 is 16, 16 2 is 32. This one is a plus m into r square divided by 16. Clear? Now if I open the brackets, mr square I can take common beta. M into your r square will become common. LCM will become how much for me beta? How much will be LCM? So if I'm taking mr square will be equal to your common. This will become for me minus 1 minus 1 by 32 minus 1 by 16. Isn't it? Mr square common now, so mr square by 2. That means 1 by 2, sorry. 1 by 2, 1 by 32 minus 1 by 16. So I can take 32 as an LCM. So I will be equal to your how much? Option 3. Chalo. So moment of inertia of remaining part will be equal to m into r square common into LCM is right now for me 32. So this will be 16 minus 1 minus 2. See the LCM? 32 LCM. So it is 16. 32 will be equal to 1. This is again 2. Basically, that's it. So this will become for me how much beta? 16 minus 1 minus 2, 13. So it is your 13 mr square divided by 32. So which option is matching there? Option number 3. Third option will be the clear beta? Sure. What is the torque relation beta in terms of rotation? Tau is equals to your I into your alpha, isn't it? Or else tau is equals to I is equals to how much for me? Mr square into your alpha, isn't it? Alpha value will be equal to how much for me beta? Tau is equals to your mr square into your alpha. Can I write like that? Because moment of inertia of a body when it is rotating, that will be equal to your mr square. Torque can also be written as tau is also written as of your r bar cross f bar, isn't it? Every time there is a question based on the torque beta, so don't try to neglect this topic. Torque concept compulsory, you need to do. What it? Sure. Let us try to do some problems based on this model. See, 2017, there was one question based on this one beta. The question says something like this. A rope is wound around a hollow cylinder. A hollow cylinder of mass 3 kg and radius 40 centimeter. What is the angular acceleration? What is the angular acceleration of the cylinder if the rope is pulled? The rope is pulled with a force of 30 Newton. So try to do it. Rope is wound around an hollow cylinder. That means there is something like this, an hollow cylinder. on this one, a rope is wound like this. Rope is wound along a hollow cylinder of mass 3 kg of radius 40 centimeter. What is the angular acceleration of the cylinder if the rope is pulled with a force of your, it is right now pulled with a force of your 30 Newton. Okay, this one is fixed here. Okay, and you are seeing from somewhere here. So when you're seeing from this part, you can see only one part of the cylinder like this. And here there is a force. This is your radius. This force into perpendicular distance will form me what? Torque, isn't it? So tau will be equal to your I into your alpha. So torque will be equal to how much? Force into perpendicular distance, Fr into sine 90. Because this is the force, this is your radius r, angle between them is how much? 90. Sine 90 is nothing but how much? 1. That will be. For the hollow cylinder, the moment of inertia will be equal to how much for me? Like a ring, mr square into your alpha, isn't it? So force is how much? 30 into radius is how much for me? Of 40. Angular acceleration of the rope. The rope is being pulled along a hollow cylinder of mass of how much for me? Force into perpendicular distance, isn't it? That is equals to your m. M is how much for me? Mass of that body is given how much for me? Or 3 kgs into that one is 40 into 40 r square into alpha. This 40 and this 40 will get cancelled. Isn't it? So 3 ones are 3 tens are. This 0 will also get cancelled. So how much I'm getting alpha beta? So alpha value will be equal to your, anything I have not converted there beta, radius centimeters, and this will be equal to 1 centimeter. 40 centimeters, so it will be your 40 divided by your 100. That means alpha will be equal to how much for me? 100 divided by 4. Isn't it? So how much will be? 25 units radians per second square. 40 centimeter, na beta. You just write in terms of centimeters. That's it. So there 1 centimeter, here 1 centimeter will get cancelled. That's it. Clear? See, here it is 40 centimeter, na beta. Here it is centimeter into centimeter. 1 centimeter will get cancelled. 1 10 to the power of minus 2, that you can write here, right? Clear, beta? 40 is in centimeters, yeah. Next one. This one was also asked once in the NEET examination, beta, NEET model. The question says, try to do it everyone. The instantaneous angular position of a point on a rotating wheel is given by equation theta as a function of your time t. Theta as a function of your time t is equals to your 2t cube minus 6 into t square. The question is, the torque on the wheel becomes 0 at dash time. Options given are t is equals to 2 seconds, t is equals to 1 second, third one t is equals to 0.2 seconds, And fourth one, t is equals to 0.25 seconds. Can anyone try it better? Instantaneous angular acceleration of a point on a rotating wheel is given by, that means theta is given for me. Theta is equals to your 2 into t cube minus 6 into t square. What is asking? Torque. The torque will become 0 at what time? Okay, at what time the torque will become for me 0? When theta is given for me, I can write the value torque. Na? So tau is equals to what? I into alpha. Tau is equals to how much for me? I into your alpha. That means torque is becoming 0. Isn't it? So torque is becoming 0. So alpha is also your 0. Now, how do you calculate the alpha? When theta is given for me, alpha must be equal to d omega divided by dt. Or else, I don't know the omega. So omega is equals to your dt divided by dt. That is equals to d. Theta value is equals to 2 into t cube minus 6 into t square divided by your dt. 2 out. Differentiation of your this one 2 square will be equal to how much, beta? Differentiation of a 2 square will be equal to your how much? Can anyone tell me? 2 into t cube, no, this one. This is 2 cube. So it will be equal to 3 into your t minus 1, that is nothing but 2, minus 6, or differentiation of t square is nothing but of your 2t. Isn't it? So this will be equal to how much for me? 6 into t square minus 2 6 are 12 into your t. That is your omega. So alpha value you can write from this one, d into your 6 into t square minus 12 into t divided by your dt. 6 out differentiation of t square is nothing but 2t minus 12 out dt by dt is nothing but 1. 2 6 are 12. 12 into t minus 12. So that is your alpha. Now what is the alpha value given in the problem? Because net torque is 0, alpha is 0. So at what time it becomes for me? 0. That means I can write from this one, 0 is equals to 12t minus of your 12. That means 12t must be equal to 12. So t is equals to 12 by 12. That will be equal to 1 second. So t is equals to 1 second. The torque acting on that one will become for me 0. Very good. See, I have sent you assignments beta. You please go through that assignments once. Show you that once assignments. See, have you got that assignments beta? Can anyone tell me? See, this is the assignments which you have been sent you with. There are the problems on the kinematics of the rotation, and there are the problems on your moment of your inertia. Lot number of your problems are given, and all of them have been sent to you with the solutions. So make sure that you please try to complete these questions as early as possible. There are 110 general questions beta. You please try to do them. Then there are even previous years questions. You please try to complete this one also once. All of these questions with solutions have been sent to you. Got it, beta, everyone? Have you got this assignment? Please let me know. Barka? Afia? App में have you got this assignment with everyone? Karunya, Nandini, Aisha, Fatima. Okay, chalo. No one is responding. Yes or no, beta? Just see it and tell me.
This one is not forwarded, sir.
Okay, I'll ask them to forward you. Where you are getting these assignments, beta? On app only, yeah?
Sir, this I'm talking about 721, 728, 2022 groups, a WhatsApp group.
Okay. I'm sending you that one, that group beta, basically.
Okay, sir.
Okay, chalo. Got it?
Yes, sir. Got.
Chalo. Okay, then. Chalo. Take care, beta. Bye.